stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
I'm just sharing here. Nobody's on, so I hadn't said anything. All right. Yeah, I had some serious internet problems. Yep, they may still be going on. I don't know. I do know when I started this up this time, that black background was there, so I kept it. It's kind of cool. So I'm just waiting to see if people show up and give it a couple minutes. And then people usually start getting on. So yeah, I just spent an hour and a half calling CenturyLink, switch out a modem. I wanted to switch out the modem this morning because I'm doing some. It's called DNS, and DNS are the little packets of information that gets sent back and forth. And what you can do is you can port. I nobody was here for that one. That was good. But a little trick that you can do, because I'm trying to block some sites, right? Because somebody in the house has a problem, and you ain't gonna use my internet to go to those sites. Ain't gonna happen. All right, we're at. I'm gonna give it till a 3-minute mark, and by then I should be able to decide whether I'm gonna actually do this or whether I'm just gonna go ahead on with my day. So, I got 9 seconds to figure it out. I'm gonna do it. Let's do it, Dion. Yeah. Please say hello. Hi, Dion. Well, hi. Here, I'll do it. Yay! Somebody's here. And of course, welcome to the Daily Trudge. Somebody showed up on Instagram. I'm over here messing around. I am getting ready. I am getting ready to start the Peace We Crave. What a cool name! I like that name. I'm gonna call you Peace, if that's fine with you. Sorry, my belly was caught. I was just sitting here messing around because nobody was here. So, and I had some pretty good jokes. So let's go ahead and get started. I don't have anybody on Facebook yet, so it's you and me, Peace. People will start showing up. So I'm going to start on the top of page 66 of the big book. It's going, and that's in how it works. And the portion that we're talking about here is going to be the fourth step. Fourth, fifth, third, maybe a little bit of third. Maybe we'll throw a dash of 7 in there. Who knows? Hi, Patricia. Good to see you. For you, it is nighttime. So good evening, Patricia. All right. I really wish that Restream and Instagram could get their stuff together so that I could have Instagram on here with everybody, because that would be so much better. It would. Because, it's divided. Anyway, so I'm going to start on page 66. And, sorry, I got someone bleeding on the back of my neck. Okay, that was weird. All right. So I'm going to start on page 66, like I said. It is plain that a life which includes deep resentment only leads to futility and unhappiness. Okay? I just got off the phone with tech support and we were actually talking about this, right? So I spent an hour and a half on the phone, waiting for them to pick up and go through the motions, right? And I'm actually a phone technician. I don't really need that much help, but they need to do the stuff on their side. So anyway, he was talking to me. He's like, "Well, what kind of work you do?" And I told him, and and I was telling him, kind of what I do. And he's like, "I would love to see that." So he's like, "I don't have any addictions, but I certainly want my life to be better." And he was talking about, he was saying how his wife is always like negative about other people and stuff. And he's trying to change the way she's seeing that. And so I brought up to him that in my experience, that whenever I see somebody else doing something that I don't like or disrupts my serenity, there's a very good chance that I am doing it too. And I heard him go, "Oh," like an epiphany, right? See, I believe that our way of life is beneficial to anyone. And that's what he and I talked about. Because really, I try and actually stay away from just alcohol and drugs, even though, that's what comes out of my mouth and stuff. But I'm trying to make that switch to where, anything I say can help anybody, even though most of my knowledge is in alcoholism. Here's the thing is alcoholism is so wide that you're going to learn a lot about a lot of people when you have alcoholism and you're dealing with people with alcoholism. So see, addiction, here's the thing. Everybody has an addiction. Oh, I don't have an addiction. Let me sit down with you for 5 minutes. Get off your fucking phone. Get off your phone. There's your addiction. Just found it. Your phone. It's not hard. We all have them. It's just that some of these addictions can go to an extreme where they can, we were kind of born with a lot of this stuff already. Okay. So we are actually, believe it or not, ahead of the game in that sense. And, right. Okay. I haven't said this in a while. I've only read one line, by the way. This is big. The big book is the Bible for Dummies. Okay. I'm not a dummy. Okay. I'm not, but it had to be dummied down for me, or I wouldn't have been able to understand it. Thank God. All right. To the price extent that we permit these, do we squander the hours that might have been worthwhile? Yeah. Do you want to spend your time renting space out for somebody that has no respect for you? Or do you want to go help the guy next door that wants and is willing to accept your help? Right? But with the alcoholic whose hope is the maintenance and growth of a spiritual experience, this business of resentment is infinitely grave. And this is where we are separated. Normies do not take their shit to the grave like that. Okay? My wife does not handle her resentments like me. In fact, she doesn't get resentments. That's right. But for us, it's different. We take it almost personally. Like that person totally went out of their way just to make my life worse. Because that's the kind of thought process we have. And it's just not entirely true. We found it as fatal. For harboring such feelings, we shut ourselves off from the sunlight of the spirit. The insanity of alcohol returns and we drink again. And with us, to drink is to die. That is not the only danger to anger. There is a physical portion to your anger. And we're not angry. We're in rage. We are in rage. Hi, Ingrid. Good to see you, honey. So on the physical portion, anger or resentment in this factor can kill you by heart attack, by stroke, right? Patricia's a nurse. She'll agree with me on that. You get angry for too long, your heart's gonna explode. I had a heart attack at 42 because I was so fucking angry. If we were to live, we had to be free of anger. The grouch and the brainstorm were not for us. They may be the dubious luxury of normal men, but for alcoholics, these things are poison. I try to avoid anger at all costs. I don't like being angry. I just don't like it. I don't like who I am. I don't like what I become. And then my heart starts to speed up. I start sweating. And for me, that's an anxiety attack. No, thank you. Okay, cool. Hey, Matt, good to see you. Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear that, Matt. I hope he's okay, man. Well, it sounds like he's okay. But it's good to see you, dude. Good to see you. Oh, you're following along? Cool. All right. I'll try and stay focused. We turned back to our list, for it held the key to the future. We were prepared to look at it from an entirely different angle. Okay, some people may not know what the list is. What we're talking is it's called the 4th step, and it's where we take inventory of ourselves. And the list that we're talking about is what we call our grudge list. Okay, that's what it's called. Did you call yours grudge list? Because that's what it says. It says it right here on our grudge list. I take this thing verbatim, man. I do not mince it. We began to see that the world and its people really dominated us. In that state, the wrongdoing of others, fancied or real, had the power to actually kill. How could we escape? We saw that these resentments must be mastered, but how? We could not wish them away any more than alcohol. Okay. In the beginning, we're going to be asking God to take it from us. Okay. But here's the thing, faith without works is dead. And asking God for something and then following up with no action is going to get you absolutely nothing. It's not going to get you anything. Because you didn't mean it. You don't really, you're doing it half-heartedly. Or you have an expectation, hey, God, if you get me out of this, I won't do it again. He don't do that shit either. God don't do money. He don't do football. He doesn't do time. Right? At least my God doesn't. He does it in his own time. We didn't create time. Or we created time. We created the clocks. We created money. God doesn't. We created football. God doesn't do that shit. Yeah, absolutely, Matt. Sometimes he doesn't answer right away. Sometimes he wants you. So what's a good thing to do? If you go out and help somebody else, because that's what he's waiting on, right? You just ask God for something. What are you doing? You got to put that action into it. Go help somebody. There's plenty of people out there that need to be helped, and you guys are really good at it. So let's do that. This was our course. We realized that the people who wronged us were perhaps spiritually sick. Though we did not like their symptoms and the way they disturbed us, they, like ourselves, were sick too, right? Now, let's remember that we went through this. In other words, people had to do this for us, this part right here. We asked God, and this is called the sick man's prayer. I just found that out today. We asked God to help us show us the same tolerance, pity, and patience that we would cheerfully grant a sick friend. When a person offended, we could say to ourselves, this man is sick. How can I be helpful to him? God save me from being angry. Thy will be done. So you're going to have to accept that person for being and be okay with exactly how they are. Even if they're shitheads, even if they're narcissists, it's kind of like that meme where they're standing there and they're asking Jesus questions and telling him who can go to heaven, and they're like, "What about alcoholics?" And he's all, "Yeah, people who ask stupid questions too." Right? God does it. Why can't we? Okay. This is the way that I look at it. And I'm not saying that there aren't people out there that I don't like, because there are people out there that I don't like. I'm going to be seeing a bunch of them tomorrow. Right? Actually, it's more that they don't like me. So I don't like them back. Right? Wrong. Wrong. What I'm going to do tomorrow, because we're all getting together. Oh, this could be so fun. Ryan Hampton's coming into town. Ryan Hampton's a big deal. And I'm the one hanging out with him. I'm going to take my video camera with me. I'm going to interview people while I'm down there. I'm going to be stirring the fucking pot is what I'm going to be doing. It's going to be fun. And not stirring the pot in a bad way. I just like to get people's imaginations going. I like things to be going. And I had issued Ryan a challenge on something, and I want to be there for it. My challenge was, I want you to look around and look at the t-shirts and how many young people are wearing a particular t-shirt. And then he'll see it, right? See, what I'm dealing with is the bullies. All right? See, these bullies have never met somebody like me. These bullies will be there tomorrow. I have let Ryan know what these people think of me. I'm intentionally not going to the night one, because that's where the shit talk will happen. That way they can go shit talk to Ryan, and then Ryan will be like, "Oh, Dion was correct. We should not support these people." I can do shit too. So I'm going to go there, stir it up, make them a little angry, wear my Trudging Together t-shirt. Yeah? No? Probably not going after anger, but I do think it would be fun to go down with my camera and ask people questions like, what's the best thing that's happened to you in sobriety? How do you feel about your, and pertinent questions, positive questions, right? And that's probably what I'll do. We avoid retaliation. We haven't even gotten to page 68 yet. I am sorry. We avoid retaliation or argument. We wouldn't treat sick people that way. If we do, we destroy our chance of being helpful. We cannot be helpful to all people, but at least God will show us how to take a kindly and tolerant view of each and every one. All right, I'm going to kind of cruise through this because I want to get to fear. Referring to our list again, putting out of our minds the wrong others wrong had done, we resolutely look at our own mistakes, or for our own mistakes. Okay? And we're talking about that list again. Where were we selfish? Where were we self-centered? Did it affect our self-esteem? Did it affect our pocketbook? Did it affect our pride, our ego? Yes, it did. And we find out that these are liabilities that we do not need. Where had we been selfish, dishonest, self-seeking, and frightened? Though a situation had not entirely been our fault, we tried to discard the other person entirely involved. Where were we to blame? The inventory was ours, not the other man's. When we saw our faults, we listed them. We placed them before us in black and white. We admitted our wrongs honestly and were willing to set these matters right. Notice that the word fear is bracketed alongside the difficulties with Mr. Brown, Mrs. Jones, the employer, and the wife. This short word somehow touches about every aspect of our lives. Most of what we have been talking about is fear-based. That's what I call it, fear-based. Most problems, 95% of your problems, are going to be fear-based. Now, I want you to think about this. Attentive thinking on this one. Okay? I'm going through a problem. I need to ask myself one simple question. What fear am I having? It's going to come down to one or two, that I'm going to lose something that I want to keep, or that I'm not going to get something I think I deserve. Right? Keep that in mind. I'm going through a problem. What's the fear? All right. Okay. And here we go again. What's going to be the answer? I don't care what fucking problem it is. Okay. I've got fear. What am I going to do about it? You're going to help another person. 99% of the time, that is the answer. That is the answer. God wants you to help his children. Do it, man. You're going to find a life so much better than the one that you're faking through right now. Don't you think for 1 second that maybe God loves the fuck out of you? Love is not the opposite of fear. Courage is the opposite of fear. Okay? Fear does not go away. It does not disappear. Our fears don't go down. Our courage goes up. How do you get courage? By doing things you wouldn't normally do, like helping other people. A gratitude list is not always the way to go. In fact, it's usually not. I'm not saying gratitude list should not fix your problems. What a gratitude list should be utilized for is to enhance what you're already doing. That's what it should be used for. It was an evil and corroding thread. The fabric of our existence was shot through with it. It set in motion trains of circumstance which brought us misfortune we felt we didn't deserve. But did we not ourselves set the ball rolling? Sometimes we think fear ought to be classed with stealing. It seems to cause more trouble. We reviewed our fears thoroughly. We put them on paper, even though we had no resentment in connection with them. Okay? The fears list is different. It is a different list. My fear list. I got my fear list. I kept my fifth step. This is almost full, by the way. Okay. Ooh, what's this? What's this stuff in that? Forgiveness. Okay. Anyway. That's not the fear list. Let's see what I got. Heights, dogs, snakes, fighting, other people's driving, security, loneliness, drinking, acceptance, abandonment, rejection, heart attack, not having control, reputation, jail, God, me, success, money, rejection, getting older, death, being wrong, respect, health, sex, love, lying, cheating, stealing. Those are my fears. Actually, my biggest fear is not on there. My biggest fear in the whole world is being put away. Well, I didn't do anything wrong, because it's happened to me several times in my life, because I'm crazy. I already told my wife that if we grow old and they want to put me in an old person's home, they might as well just go ahead and kill me, because I will run. I will. It won't matter where my brain is at. I will run. So if I have a chance to escape, I will. I'm a master escape artist, man. Never mind. I'm not going to go there. All right. We asked ourselves why we had them. Wasn't it because self-reliance failed us? Self-reliance was good as far as it went, but it didn't go far enough. Some of us once had great self-confidence, but it didn't fully solve the fear problem or any other. When it made us cocky, it was worse. Perhaps there is a better way. We think so, for we are now on a different basis, the basis of trusting and relying upon God. We trust an infinite God rather than our finite selves. We're in the world to play the role he assigns us, just to the extent that we do as we think he would have us, and we humbly rely on him does he enable us to match calamity with serenity. And when this starts to happen, then you get to do this next part. We never apologize to anyone for depending upon our Creator. We can laugh at those who think spirituality the way of weakness. Paradoxically is the way of strength. The verdict of the ages is that faith means courage, and all men of faith have courage. I have faith, and I have a ton of courage. Instead of letting him demonstrate through us what he can do, we ask him to remove our fear and direct our attention to what he would have us be. At once, we commence to outgrow fear. So we outgrow fear. All right, guys, that's what I got for today. Thank you for being here. I love you. Peace out. And